Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a kind and gentle princess named Snow White. She had skin as white as snow, lips as red as roses, and hair as black as ebony. Everyone loved her, everyone, except her stepmother, the evil queen. The evil queen was jealous of Snow White's beauty. Every day she looked into her magic mirror and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror always replied, "You are, my queen." But one day, the mirror said something different. "Snow White is the fairest of them all." The queen was furious. In her jealousy, she came up with a wicked plan. She called a huntsman and said, "Take Snow White into the forest and never let her return." But when the huntsman saw Snow White's kind eyes, he couldn't hurt her. "Run away, Snow White," he whispered. "Hide deep in the forest. Never return to the castle." Snow White ran through the forest, frightened and alone. But soon she found a tiny, cozy cottage nestled among the trees. Curious, she stepped inside. Everything was small and tidy: little chairs, little plates, little beds. "Maybe someone lives here," she said softly. "I'll clean the place and wait." That evening, 7 dwarfs returned from working in the diamond mines. Their names were Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey. They were surprised to see Snow White, but quickly grew fond of her. "You can stay with us," said Doc. "But be careful, the queen may come looking for you." Snow White promised to be careful, and she lived happily with the dwarfs, singing, baking, and taking care of the home. But back at the castle, the evil queen asked the mirror once again, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White, who lives with the 7 dwarfs." Furious again, the queen used dark magic to disguise herself as an old woman. She made a poisonous red apple that would put Snow White into a deep sleep. She traveled to the dwarf's cottage and found Snow White alone. "Would you like a sweet apple, dear?" the old woman asked. Snow White took a bite and instantly fell to the ground. When the dwarfs came home, they found Snow White lying still. They were heartbroken and placed her in a glass coffin in the forest, surrounded by flowers. Days passed, and one day a prince came by. He had heard stories of the beautiful princess in the forest. When he saw her, he felt as though he had known her forever. He gently kissed Snow White, and just like magic, Snow White opened her eyes. The spell was broken! The dwarfs cheered, and Snow White smiled again. The prince and Snow White soon got married, and the dwarfs were the guests of honor at the royal wedding. As for the evil queen, she was never seen again, and they all lived happily ever after. The end.